Welcome to the No Lines podcast, where nothing is scripted except the parts that are. Now, let's get to it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the No Lines podcast. I am your host, Dante Rivera.
And I'm your co-host, Ryan Nelson. Dante,
Ryan.
it's the anniversary of COVID, isn't it? Like,
It is the end.
this week, yeah.
Kind of, for America, at least.
Right.
The 1 year anniversary of lockdown, man.
The only country that matters. Right.
Totally. The only one, yeah. You beat me to it. Damn. All right. Yeah. It's just crazy, man. Do you remember much of like what it was like, at least for you? Because I remember around this time last year, I was in New York with Ethan, and I remember you canceled. Actually, you were like gonna go with us.
Yeah.
Or you were gonna meet us there, and then you just ended up changing your mind.
Yeah, well, that was pretty much kind of my mom's decision. But I don't know. We were afraid that New York would get locked down. I mean, it did later on, but that was like the hot spot in America at the time. So we just didn't want to go, unfortunately. But we compromised. We went to a museum and went vintage shopping. So, kind of equal to a trip to New York, with my best
totally.
friends. Yeah, it was about as good, I think.
It's an equal trade-off.
Yeah.
I think a night in the city with the boys.
Yeah, and then, I went vintage shopping. I missed hanging out with you guys in New York, and then I spent a year in quarantine. So,
Wow.
Yeah.
You had it pretty good.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, you had it much worse, though.
Yeah, man. That was 2020 was just like a sucker punch for like everyone, man.
Yeah.
But I remember, at least for me, initially, well, first of all, the day I got my flight back from New York to Houston, like literally, it was like 2 a.m. the night before. Me and my sister were on Twitter, and we saw that already sections of New York were like being locked down, like quarantine. We're like, oh shit, like, ruh-roh. But luckily
Close
we got
one.
out. Yeah, for real, like just in time. Like the day we got back, the next 2 days, the virus completely like took over New York. It was scary, man. But I remember at first I was like kind of nonchalant about the whole thing. I was like, it's whatever. Like I didn't think it'd be that big of a deal, because we've had sort of like a couple of other epidemics or at least virus outbreaks in our lifetime, like Ebola, and stuff like that. I was like,
Yeah, and then the
we'll find
swine flu.
Yeah, I was like, we'll find a cure or whatever for this.
I had hope, but like I was saying earlier, being at home with a mother for a doctor, she was always like, in the morning, she was always so excited to like squash your hope. It was
man.
like, you get downstairs, like, hey, how long do you think we'll be in here? I don't know, maybe 2-3 years. Like,
Wow.
that was
Actually?
the timeline. Yeah, actually, I would get told that we'd be doing this till like 2022, and I was like, thank God, I can't do that.
Bro, I would have exploded if like,
Yeah.
bro, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I kind of wish she'd just been like, I don't know, we'll see, hopefully soon, And I could have stayed strong, but
I mean, at least she was honest,
Yeah.
kind of.
yeah.
Oh man, that's frightening actually. Damn, bro.
God, man, it's been a year,
Well,
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying, bro.
it's been a year.
A whole, damn, dude.
I-
I know.
yeah.
I actually thought it was gonna be 2 weeks too. Like my clown ass was like, we'll be back.
My mom was right about everything, though.
Yeah.
Anticipating it. I mean, it probably is gonna last till probably 2022. Not like staying in
Lockdown.
Yeah, not staying in lockdown constantly, but things are gonna get better. But it is probably gonna persist till then.
Dude, honestly, like once things kind of get back to normal almost, like I'm still gonna feel weird walking around like without a mask. You know what I mean? Like when we don't
Yeah.
kind of have to anymore,
Yeah.
it's just gonna feel better. Like I don't know. It's just kind of like been trained into us now.
Yeah.
What's something like do you miss like before kind of like the whole virus lockdown happened? What do you miss the most?
I miss when we used to meet up in groups on campus. That's probably what I miss the most. I mean, I would love to have gone to vacation and stuff, but I mean, nothing beats just like goofing around as a group, with your friends. What about you?
I don't know, dude. That's a good.
You asked it.
I know. I just realized I was saying like no. It's a hard question though because there's a lot like that we miss. Obviously, like the kind of just mundane life, like not really having to be like hyper aware of everything. So one is like going out to theaters. I did comedy sports a lot.
Yeah.
and like the whole like theater and kind of comedy scene just kind of got hit like by it, because theaters, sitting right next to someone,
Yeah.
but like the live performance has kind of been taken away. It's kind of sad. I miss that, going to those, just to see those shows and like also kind of performing in it. Dude, honestly, bro, I'm thankful for being class of 2019. I was just thinking about this.
Yeah.
We beat this whole thing by 1 year.
Yeah, we
like
did.
just being like 1 year earlier, man.
Senior year was epic. We got lucky.
No, we had a pretty great senior year, I think,
Yeah.
like the both of us, like in as a whole.
Yeah.
And just like, it's just crazy to think that was probably, at least in like the near future, one of the last kind of normal high school experiences and like graduation people are gonna have.
Yeah.
We made it.
Yeah.
That's like our new
I mean,
slogan.
just barely.
Just barely.
It feels like Indiana Jones escaping from that first temple in Raiders,
Mm-hmm.
when
Like,
he
like-
slips through the door, grabs his hat,
and
just
just
in the nick of
crushes
time.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking about when he's like running from the boulder and he like trips and Eric runs over him, but he just gets up unscathed.
Yeah. Sad times, but it put us on the right path.
You
I
think
don't
so?
know what I don't know what that
I was like,
means.
what are you trying to say? What is that?
I'm just
What
being
path?
like fake optimistic.
No, what path is that? What path is that, Ryan? Go ahead, elaborate. You said it.
All right. Let me think of something. God, because I was bullshitting before. So okay.
Wow. Well, I hope you're happy. I hope you feel guilty now, actually.
The path
Getting my hopes up.
to
Let me hear you rationalize this.
it put us on the path where I'm doing great and you're concussed for like a year. That was the path that took us on. For me, I learned piano. I got to discover myself, explore my hobbies, and you what'd you do? Listen to podcasts?
I battled my demons for several months on end. That was fun. I went to the emergency room a couple times. That was also pretty cool.
Dude, you're freaking Gandalf fighting the Balrog, like falling into the abyss.
I don't get that reference. I never saw
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings.
You
I
never
never saw Lord of the
You've
Rings.
never seen Fellowship of the Ring?
No,
Fuck,
I
man.
haven't. Give like a
that's-
Star Wars or Marvel.
No, but
Avengers
like,
reference.
all right, no, you were watching this. You're watching the scene. I mean, you've seen Gandalf.
The "you shall not pass"
Yeah.
thing. You shall not pass.
No, you need to see this. Where he falls into the abyss.
Fly, you fools! You fall-
Let's
Damn.
go.
Wait, so does he die? Does he die, Ryan?
Are you ever gonna watch Lord of the Rings? Do you care enough?
I mean, no.
Okay.
Maybe with you eventually, but I don't know. Not in the near future. So how does that make
he
me
dies.
Gandalf?
He does
damn.
die. He
Well.
falls all the way into the abyss, and he actually lands in this giant pool of water all the way down there with the Balrog, and they fight. He kills it, but it kills him, and he's reborn as a more
reborn.
powerful wizard. Yeah,
Like a phoenix from the ashes, he arose.
it pretty much. Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah,
Do
and
you
that's
know
you.
a more mainstream reference, perhaps, Ryan, for me and for the normal people that are listening to this?
That is mainstream.
That's you, mainstream. It's not mainstream, Ryan.
Okay, freaking Darth Vader cuts off your hand and you fall down into the abyss. Whatever. I don't know.
It just isn't the same.
that's
It wasn't spontaneous.
It doesn't,
Your
because-
heart's not in it. Your heart's not in it, Ryan.
It's not, because my heart was in the Balrog. You know what? Just
Ryan, I'm sorry. Are you okay, Ryan?
you're just no. I'm not. How come Dante? I can branch out. I can start to try and get into Kanye and Travis Scott and hold on, what's his name? Mac Miller. Dude, I actually really like Mac Miller.
What's his name?
And-
Like,
and you
what's
can't
his name? One of the best pop artists of
Yeah.
like the 2010s.
And you can't
Oh,
just
man.
understand one Lord of the Rings reference.
That was never. You never gave me. You never gave me that as homework. It's like, Dante, you should study Lord of the Rings.
That's true.
You never gave that to me.
That's true. But it's just
You really have yourself to blame.
That's true. I'm becoming more normal.
No, I feel like you're Steve Rogers, and you just woke up from like the ice bath, and I'm like giving you that list. Like, Ryan, you gotta check out what hip hop is, and like the other things.
No, that's exactly what it is. You know, they always say not to compare like tragedies and bad things that happen to people. But I think I'm gonna do it. I mean, what happened to you was terrible, but like I think it was only a little worse than my experience having to wait longingly for you to get out of your concussive state.
I put you. It's my fault. I put you through that heartache of not being able to talk to you.
That's right. You were fighting your demons, and I was waiting for you to get done.
You're like, just checking your watch over. When's Dante gonna?
Yeah.
No, that's on me, Ryan. You're right. That I should have known better.
Yeah, dude. When we were first recording the podcast, we were talking about this. And I remember I told you that I thought you hated me.
You thought I was ignoring you.
Yeah, I thought you were ignoring me. And I was like, after I said that and I listened to myself when I was editing, I was like, shit, that was kind of a horrible thing to say. Like making him feel worse, you know.
Right, I did not have the physical nor the emotional bandwidth to talk to you.
I'm just like, look at me making us all about me. Look at me
it's
go.
me. Yeah. Put yourself on the cross. Look at Dante.
Yeah. That is something that happened to me during this outbreak, because I feel like I don't think about other people enough in the way that like I focus on myself and improving myself, and I feel guilty that I'm not thinking about others enough. I feel selfish. And that's not anything funny. I'm just like, I'm for real about it. It's something I try to catch myself on.
Damn. I will be the first to say, Ryan, I am privileged to be your friend, and I have not really experienced that from you, honestly. At least with me, you know, you seem to think about me, my feelings.
Maybe I'm not as bad about it as I think I am, but like I just feel bad about. I just feel guilty about it all the time. That I don't do enough, you know. That's how I feel.
Well, I mean, you did all you could for me, because you were definitely there for me when I was like starting.
I'm not fishing for this, by the way.
No, I'm not. No, you're good, bro. Fine, Ryan. I'll compliment you. Damn. Fine, because I didn't thank you on the last episode. Jesus, I get it. All right.
My master plan.
No, but you were definitely there for me when I when I needed it. You know, when I was like finally able to have a conversation for an hour, I was like, you were one of the first people I called. You know. I just think that's so funny though. I'm like over here like in my bed like just concussed like so bad, and Ryan's like, why is Dante ignoring me?
Dude, and you know what? Is like people would ask me about you all the time too, and I'd be like, I don't know. He's just not talking to me, because not a lot of people knew that you were concussed. I remember I texted you. I was like, hey, like I hope we're good and all that, and then I it didn't seem like you understood where I was coming from when I texted you that. You just seemed like, oh, it's good to hear from him. You know, he's reaching out to me. But when I texted you, I was thinking like I was like trying to like see what was wrong, you know.
Well, my health, Ryan, had gone out the window.
Between us, I was never gonna consider your health. You're always healthy, Dante.
100%, 24/7. No,
I feel like I have a popcorn kernel stuck in the back of my throat all of a sudden.
Get it out. Lean into the microphone.
Oh, there we go.
Ugh, dude, it's all in my headphones.
Yeah, all the phlegm.
That's I've never heard that word before, bro. Phlegm.
Oh, now you have, but you know exactly what it is.
I feel like I do, even though I've never heard that word.
It's snot.
I don't think anyone's ever said. I feel like that's like an 1800 word, 18th century word that people would say.
How come all my like SAT words are like ancient words, and yours are like, people are like, oh, that's a nice word, you know?
Like what? Like what?
It's
like
not
what?
fair. Like
I feel like
give me an
example.
I can't, dude. I can't think of a good word that you use right now. Like all I can think of is phlegm. But
what's a word? What's a case, Ryan? There has to be something.
You know what?
A scenario in your mind.
Like people need to stop asking me to name examples. All right. I can never name an example.
Then why bring it up? Why bring it up?
Because then I would never be able to bring anything up ever again.
Well, then that sounds like a you problem.
It is, but it's like I wish people would just compromise with me here with this.
I can't.
God, you have no idea how many relationship like fights I've gotten in, where I'll bring up like a problem in a relationship, and my girlfriend will be like, she'll be like, give me an example. I'm like, I can't think. This is just how I feel. She's like, well, if you can't come up with an example, then it's probably not. I'm like, I just can't get anything done. I have the worst memory ever. Yeah, sorry.
You do.
You just like brought up this like this thing that's been bothering me. Don't ask me for examples.
Well, I mean, you should, when it comes to stuff like that, you have to understand, Ryan, you do need examples for some things.
I know. I understand that an example would help me so much.
Well, then
all right?
maybe you should start
wanted
writing
to
them
have an
down.
example.
Start a notepad or something.
But see,
Google
I
Doc, Ryan.
didn't think of this rant till this very moment. Okay, I was just winging it. I would say, okay, here we go. I got this. And this isn't an SAT word for you, but I think this like kind of describes our relationship. You'd say, no, here's what I'd say. I'd say, wow, that really refined my palate. That settled well in my stomach. You'd say, oh, that shit's
this
bussin'.
shit smacks.
Yeah, exactly.
This shit's bussin', bro. Oh, it's bussin', man.
Yeah.
I was literally about to say that. I thought it, but then I changed it at the last second. I don't know why. I was just like, that was literally in my head, like, oh, dude, it's bussin'.
Yeah.
I was like, this shit's bussin'. But it's more fun. It's more fun to say that. No, like, no one like gets a pizza with like they're feeling like, oh yes, my palate has been refined due to this.
I do.
Parmesan. I know, and that's why I love you, Ryan. It's also why I hate you.
Yeah.
But I'm like over here smacking. Oh, dude, this shit's bussin'.
I'm in a group of people. I say that, everyone shakes their heads. You say that, everyone gets a good chuckle. It's not fair.
Because that's how people our age speak, Ryan. No one uses that vocabulary.
How come I don't speak like that then, Dante?
I guess it's just kind of segue a little bit, kind of on topic, kind of off topic. You actually had my back the other day. We were both at Share Team, and you know where I'm going with this.
I know exactly where you're going for this. We
are at Share Tea. We're just doing a writer session, as we do for this podcast because we put time and effort to it. If you're listening right now, thank you. Mwah. I'm over there. I'm chilling, trying to think of some jokes,
Yeah.
And then, Ryan, do you kind of want to tell your perspective from the story?
Yeah.
A little bit.
One of Dante's ex-girlfriends and her friend come to the door of the Share Tea place. So Dante is facing towards the counter of the tea place, and I'm facing towards the door. And they stop at the door. I looked at them and they looked at me and they knew I was with you. And so they left. And I was like, thank God. They just walked away. And I was like, no, he doesn't need to know. It's over. And we go back to writing. I swear to God, like 3 minutes later, they walk in. They come back and walk in. And that's the moment where I'm like, shit, I don't like, I gotta tell him now. There's nothing to do. And
shit
so
has hit the fan.
We're
at DEFCON 6. The red alarms are sounding. Ryan's like, Dante, this is not a drill.
Dude, I'll never understand why they came back.
Yeah, and it definitely threw off my focus because we were just here like trying to work on some stuff and then seeing her. It's just a weird experience. It's awkward or whatever. What made it worse though was that they just chose to ignore both of us, even though they have to walk past us to like get to this counter. So I see them and I know they see us.
Yeah.
And it's just a weird experience and they just make it worse by like not addressing us, saying hi, like, introducing the elephant in the room, saying hi or whatever. Like they don't have to sit down, have a conversation, have tea with us, but at least a little,
They could have
head
waved.
nod.
They could have waggled 3 fingers over at us and that would have been it.
Definitely.
I
At
made
least-
eye contact with them twice.
Yeah.
Twice I made eye contact with them, still ignored us.
It's just I think that was like the worst thing they could have done, honestly. That was the worst choice because like there's a couple of other things, Number one, they could have like waited 10, 15 minutes, maybe see if we were gonna leave. We definitely weren't, but they could have at least tried that.
There's so many other tea places around.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like they could have just gone somewhere else. That's an easy one. And before anyone gets upset, let me make this clear. I haven't seen her in over a year.
Uh-huh.
And the last time we talked was kind of like that whole like kind of breakup thing, that couples do where it's like, oh yeah, we'll still be friends, right? The last thing she said was like, yeah, we'll be friends. And she was like, yeah, keep me updated on like your life and like how you're doing and stuff like that. And I was like, totally. And then now she comes in and all that goes out the window.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that's like completely contradictory to what she said beforehand. So
No, because I think I could have. See, I thought of something, but I didn't do it.
what were you gonna do? What did you think?
I was gonna hold your hand and pretend that we were dating to show her.
That would have been amazing. That would have been so
Yeah.
funny.
It would have been.
Just kidding. Mwah, right.
Yeah, which is just like it's that thing where it's like kiss me, kiss me like why? Like I don't have time to explain. Just kiss. We just started making out. And,
Right there in the Share Tea for
Yeah.
everyone.
And it shows her.
And I know we joked about this too, like going up there and ordering drinks with them. Hey guys, what are we ordering? What looks good on the menu?
Yeah, just
shit,
like
that would
putting
be-
your arms around all of it, like everybody.
Yeah, like apparently we're a big friend group. Guys, oh my god, it's been
Yeah.
forever.
We give them
How you
nuggies
doing?
and stuff. Yeah.
It'd be funny to run up like, oh here, let me get the door for you. Ah, there you go.
Yeah.
Have you ever ran into someone into public or something like that? Or maybe
How about this? I have a story about when I reconnected
crazy
with a girl.
story.
This isn't that crazy.
no clickbait title for this one.
No.
Cops called. Gone wrong.
I dated this one girl, and I was best friends with her best friend, and all three of us were we were a group freshman year into the summer, and we kind of fell apart. It kind of fell apart. We didn't really talk anymore, but we were really good friends. We shared so many interests, and so I decided, spring break sophomore year, I'm gonna message her friend just because we were such good friends, and really nothing is making us not be friends besides that breakup, which is over. Me and the other girl are cool, so I'm gonna text her, and so I did. I Snapchatted her, hi, how are you doing? She texts back pretty much immediately, hey, I have a boyfriend. I think that's the shittiest thing you could do to someone who is an old friend.
Especially if you were friends beforehand, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like a friend trying to reconnect with someone.
And it was platonic the whole time.
I don't know, man. Some girls are crazy.
Let's see. I'm trying to think of other girl stories where I got kind of hoed.
Do you want to tell the one about where you're your shit got burned up? Because I think that's have we told that on the podcast yet?
I don't think so. Okay, I don't know if that's. I know they had. I was dating this girl. We actually. I don't need to get into all the details. I was dating this girl, and it was really toxic and horrible, and I needed to get out of there. And I didn't talk to her. I didn't talk to any of her friends, but I heard from a friend of a friend about a month later, after the whole breakup, that they burned an effigy. Was what it was. they burned an effigy in honor of your breakup, and I was like, what?
That's the dumbest shit.
What are you talking about? And I realized in that moment, I was like, shit, you have no idea how many Northface pullovers I've given that girl. She was constantly taking them, because girlfriends do that where they take your pullover or your hoodie or whatever, and they wear it and they love it. That's fine. But I was waiting the appropriate amount of time for us to reconnect a little bit and ask for them back. But
those are expensive. They add up.
They're really expensive. And I remember my dad, they weren't mine. They were my dad's.
No.
I borrowed them from my dad, and he kept asking about them. And I was so afraid to be they were burned in an effigy.
For me. I took you
over a breakup because I forgot to ask for them back sooner.
Has your dad just stopped asking? Did he just give up hope?
You know what I eventually said? I said the girlfriend just has them, is what I said. Mm-hmm. And they don't want me to reconnect with her. And they were just don't ever do that again. That was the whole thing. Because it had been years. It wasn't when it first happened. It was years, so he was kind of over the thing. You know me. I go in for the long haul for stuff like that.
Now your dad's just cold, Ryan. You're why your dad's cold in the morning.
I wait for the heat to die down before I confess anything.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah, you avoid the situation. You lie, right?
Yeah. I watched Enter the Dragon the other day. Have you ever heard of that movie?
Isn't that a kung fu fighting
It was
movie?
a kung fu movie with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Bruce Lee.
Wasn't he a basketball player?
Yeah. He was ripped.
Why is he in a kung fu movie?
Dude, I don't know. Something about those old kung fu movies that they're so bad that they're good, people talk about them all the time, and a lot of movie fans are probably gonna hate me for saying this, but the action scenes are good, especially Bruce Lee's when it's just him fighting 20 guys. But overall, you can't compare those movies to now.
Wait, are you talking about the Karate Kid 2 when you say that? Because that was a great movie. I don't care what you say about the acting, the story, Ryan. That was still good. That was
I'm not
still
talking
great.
about the Karate Kid 2. I'm not.
Even the one with Jaden Smith, that was still a good one. That was a great movie. I'll
Fucking
stand by that too.
loved that movie. God, that was my
Dude,
Karate Kid.
They got Justin Bieber on a soundtrack for that too.
They did.
It went hard.
did.
I'll say it. It was a great song.
Dude, Jaden Smith in that movie killed it. He
did.
Killed it. I still watch the movie to this day. When it pops up on my Netflix feed, watch it again, I watch it.
As you should, Ryan. It was that good of a movie. And freaking Jackie Chan, he had a good emotional acting scene in that. I was
Both of them grew because of each other.
Yeah.
And there were some great kung fu scenes. You know, like they were well choreographed.
It helped with the characterization too. You know, Jackie Chan never actually struck any of the kids. He just made them fight themselves by redirecting
Yeah.
their blows. Mwah,
The
beautiful.
Chinese kids were great too. They were awesome.
Yeah.
And of course, you remember the token white guy in that movie too? Do you remember him? He's such a small part.
Yeah, I
remember that?
remember
He was
him.
like the token blonde kid. He had no part. He had no business.
No, he was a
being in that
friend. He
movie.
was a friend, Ryan. He
I
had
know.
every right to be there. He was
No,
supporting
he
his.
was the token white guy to be like, oh, I speak English. You know, like,
Yeah.
like,
Uh-huh.
that was literally it. It was to translate and to give exposition, and then he disappeared.
Wasn't he there at the final fight?
Yeah, he was there, but there was no reason for him to be there.
Ryan, no, they need diversity, Ryan. They need a white guy. They need
No,
to
they
get
did
that
not.
diversity.
They had plenty of diversity in that movie.
They had to meet their white quota.
Yeah,
Ryan.
exactly. That movie made me appreciate China though. Like the Chinese government, hate them, but like.
I mean, we love
the
China. We don't
sites.
want to get hacked, Ryan. Come on.
I don't mind. But
I mind,
like,
Ryan. I don't
the
want this to come out.
architecture-
Ryan,
the arch-
please.
All right, fine. But the we love the Chinese government, but the architecture, is that what you want me to say?
Yeah,
That's what you want me to say.
I'm satisfied. Say you love TikTok.
We love you, Winnie the Pooh.
We love TikTok. You keep calling him Winnie the Pooh.
Okay,
You still
let
didn't.
me- let
You
me
still
say-
didn't put that picture. Wait, hold
I
on.
wanna
You still
say-
didn't put that
I
picture in the
forgot.
last episode, Ryan.
forgot.
You forgot.
I
You
forgot.
forgot.
I'll show it this time.
You better.
Winnie the Pooh. Okay, let me say my point. All right.
Fine.
God,
Make it interesting.
the Chinese architecture, it was great. I loved all the sites that we saw. Like there was that martial arts training field. It was like, I swear it was like 1,000 kids all out there training. And I remember like Jaden Smith, he was like, his jaw dropped. I was like, that's
Yeah.
so epic. That was so cool.
Because it was.
I would
That's
love,
like the architecture, the culture. Yeah.
I would love to spend just a year training in martial arts there, to just like drop
Dude.
everything.
I know exactly. Yeah, I agree 100%.
Dude, you know what, Dante? If we're
What?
ever like broke, and we've got nothing, like we have to do it.
Just go to
It-
China, learn some
yeah.
martial arts.
You know, when we hit rock bottom, that's when we'll go.
How would we make our living, Ryan?
Oh,
We gotta eat.
That's a good question. I don't know what the economy or what the job market is like in China. All I know that, okay, I saw this like little documentary about what it's like to be in China, like what it's like to live there. They have this app that like kind of tracks everything you do, and you like
kinda
earn
scary.
points. Yeah, it's kind of like a credit score, except if your credit score, well, I guess your credit score does determine this, but like your place in society and what benefits and perks you have, what you can do. I feel like the app could kind of guide us. Have you played BitLife before? I feel like it would be kind of like
Yeah.
BitLife.
Yeah.
It's just as long as you know what you're doing and you're patient and you're not impulsive and you just kind of just
I couldn't do
go
that.
with the flow. I could do
I couldn't
it.
do that.
I could do it. We would thrive in China.
I would have to you'd have to take the lead on that one, Ryan.
Yeah. No, but see, like they would probably be like, since we're like Americans, they would probably like bug our home or something, and we say stuff. Day one, we'd be arrested. We'd be in like the gulag.
The gulag.
Yeah.
Earn our way out, earn our
In
freedom.
one of their concentration camps. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but like imagine we come back and we're like Batman. You know, how he just like left and except we're not billionaires, unfortunately.
You're not?
Oh yeah, I'm not. Yeah, sorry, I forgot. You ran into some money the other day.
Dude, I bought so much Dogecoin. I'm
Yeah.
like the fourth richest person in the
Yeah,
world.
Dogecoin, like it was crazy.
It popped off.
Yeah, it bankrupted Elon Musk actually. You know that?
Yeah. I just audited him. I'm
Yeah.
now the owner of Tesla.
And you made me the chairman of the board over at SpaceX. We're going to Mars. Some big news. So some big things are happening over here with the No Lines podcast. People just don't understand how much work goes into it, and also managing two companies. And
Yeah, nah, we're taking this universal. This podcast,
Yeah.
universal.
all the money that we've earned from our business endeavors is being pumped into this. There's gonna be billboards. Look out for the billboards. All right.
We're gonna have a satellite that's gonna play a projection of our podcast on the moon.
Oh yeah, I want people to be driving in their cars and to get into wrecks because of how just like distracting it is. I want it to like really pull them out of reality and be like, wow, we have to listen to that.
By like just see our faces up there, like wow, like these guys, they're talking, they know what they're talking about. Their life
Yeah.
experiences. I gotta pull over. I gotta listen to
We're
this.
gonna push some legislation through too, that like we're not going to even have to say buy our merch. It's just going to be our merch is going to be part of your taxes. Yes, exactly. that comes out. Don't worry, that comes out of your paycheck. We are going to make Lola Bunny sexy again, though.
Oh yeah, that's our platform for when we come over the government. Make Lola Bunny sexy again.
Yeah.
Our national animal is going to be Pepe Le Pew.
We're going to be like Banksy. We're going to like we're going to be like super rich. I don't know if Banksy's super rich, but like we're going to be super rich and we're going to come out for like projects like that, making Lola sexy again. People aren't going to know it's us. Be like kind of a secret thing. And we just disappear into the shadows again.
Like Anonymous.
Exactly.
We have to use the voice like
exactly.
modulators.
Okay. There's this cutscene at the end of Halo 3 where he gets into this cryogenic like pod and he's like, wake me when you need me. I feel like we'll live forever, and whenever someone needs us in like a time of crisis like that, they'll wake us up, we'll do our thing, and there'll be pictures of us. You know how there's like those like ultimate pictures of like time travelers?
Mm-hmm.
That's us.
I only played Halo Reach, but I'm still following what you're saying.
Yeah, but exactly.
Good job,
See,
good job.
I did a good job there.
You did a good job. The Gandalf one kind of fell off a little, but
Well,
this
that
one was a
just 'cause
redemption.
I like really thought you'd seen that. I really thought I did.
That's still not my fault. Your
Look,
references need to get better.
I'm not sharing the blame. All right.
I'm not taking any. It's all on you.
It was no one's fault. All right. It was no one's fault.
It's kind of your fault.
If you could time travel, where would you time travel to?
I have thought about this.
Oh.
I would time. Can I bring stuff with me? Please say yes.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, cool. I would time travel to like ancient Greece or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would bring a gun.
What kind of gun?
Probably like a handgun, like a good reliable.
Are you
pistol.
looking like Rambo? Like, do you have bullets like crisscrossed on you?
No, I'm being low key about this. Here, check this out.
Okay.
So I'm gonna bring a gun with me. It's gonna be like a good reliable weapon. Let's say a Glock, something
Sure.
that I can carry a lot of ammo with me.
Sure.
I'm gonna go back in time, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna compete in the Colosseum. That's not. Is that Greece?
That's not Greece. That's Rome. That's Rome.
That's Rome.
They did have Olympics in Greece
Yeah.
where they did have fights. So
Whatever. I'm gonna be a gladiator. Just listen. I'm gonna be a gladiator. I'm gonna use my handgun and I'm gonna kill all of these other warriors.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say that it's magic. And that it's just like a magical. I'm a wizard, and then they're gonna be like, wow, this guy's like an actual wizard. He can kill without even moving. All he has to do is just point and like.
I hope you're going somewhere with this
dispel.
and you're not just like showing off to like random Romans and then like coming back.
No, check this out.
Okay.
So once I kill all the other gladiators, right, I'm gonna eventually be moving myself up in like the whole like political hierarchy system, right?
Yeah.
From there, I'm going to kill Caesar.
Okay.
And I'm going to become the king of Rome.
So instead of getting stabbed in the back like 30 times, he gets shot in the back of the head.
No, one time in the back of the head.
Yeah.
And then I'm the dictator.
And then if anyone tries to assassinate you, you have a gun.
Boom, I have a gun. And I'm just going to rule. I love history too. I don't recall that.
You thought Caesar was from Greece.
I didn't say that. I never said Caesar's from Greece. I just said I would like to go back to it. I said I would like to go back
Dante,
to an ancient Greece
how-
area
okay,
or
all
Rome.
right. You go to Greece. How do you get to Rome? How are you getting to Rome from Greece?
I'm gonna have people carry me, Ryan. I'm gonna be a god to them.
So you think you can wave a gun around, shoot a couple people, and they're just gonna pick you up and just like crowd surf you all the way to Rome?
Yeah. Otherwise, they're gonna die or get shot in the leg.
Okay.
It's a pretty good plan. You have to admit. Well, where would you time travel to, Ryan?
I would try and travel to when they're signing. When John Hancock is signing. Did he sign the Declaration of Independence, or was it the Constitution?
So you're not a history buff.
Okay, I'm looking this up.
Oh.
I'm gonna cut it out. I'm gonna cut this out.
No, you can't. You can't. No, you can't. You can't. You cannot, Ryan. Come on. That's just that. Wow.
He signed the Declaration of Independence.
Wow. I'm just gonna keep mentioning the fact that you didn't know that.
I was gonna cross out hand. It's just gonna say John Cock.
John Cock. That's pretty good. That's actually really good.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't remember. Damn, I was gonna say something.
I have a fortune cookie here.
What does it say?
I like to eat the cookie first. Hold on.
It sounds so crunchy. It's like ASMR you're giving
It's
me.
a fortune
Yeah.
cookie.
What's your fortune, Ryan?
Oh, it's a good one. Your hard work will soon be rewarded. What hard work?
What are you working hard on?
I don't know.
This podcast, perhaps.
Oh, you know what?
Perhaps this podcast. What?
No, never this podcast. It's my
Never.
podcast is like, God, like last priority.
Well, maybe you could share the fortune with me, Ryan, and put some hard work into this podcast, and that way we can both succeed, and it can help set us up for the future.
Yeah. No, if I was really working hard for this podcast, I would have put in the Winnie the Pooh. I feel bad about that. I forgot about that till you mentioned that this time. I got back on TikTok.
Dude, I've sent you like 40 freaking TikToks. Like,
No.
not even, I spent like 1,000, bro. You have to like
sent
go
me,
watch all
like,
of them.
you
Like,
sent me like 96.
almost 100.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gonna watch them or what?
I am gonna watch them. It's daunting. I'm going one person at a time because 4 people have sent me a lot. You've sent me the most, but you're gonna be last just because there's so many. Mm-hmm. I want my notifications to be empty there, but hold on. I saw a TikTok today about it was this woman who was explaining that men get into a lot of arguments during their transition time. And I was like, what the heck? She's like, what's transition time? I was like, oh, thank you. You knew exactly what I was wondering. And she's like, it's the time when you're transitioning from a task to another task. Like, for instance, when you get home from maybe school or work and you're trying to adjust for the rest of the evening, what you're going to do. You might be a little bit grumpy, groggy, just like your mind's somewhere else. And then maybe your mom or your sister's trying to make plans or something like right then. They're telling you about something right then that you're going to have to do. And you're like, oh.
That's so true, though.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so
Like,
true.
They always, because it's like they're excited to see you, and like they want to get, like, girls just like to get things done right away, like that kind of stuff. And they don't wait for you to just like settle in.
No, yeah, dude, I am exactly like that. If you catch me like when I'm going from like going like downstairs or upstairs, and I'm like gonna clean my room or whatever, you say, "Hey, Dante, you trying to blah, blah, blah," like that's just gonna piss me off. Like I don't
Yeah.
know why, it just does. I don't know why, but it gets under my skin.
I didn't know that was a guy thing either.
I didn't either, but it's relatable.
Yeah,
As
I was
a
like,
guy.
God, like that's something I'd never thought about till she explained it. I was like, yes.
How did she know?
I
does she
don't know.
know?
maybe a guy just like found out the secret and like he was like, spread this. Remember at the
word,
end
yeah.
of Rogue One where Darth Vader's chasing the guy with the rebel plans and he has the plans out the door. He's like, go! You take it. That was this guy.
He's like, take it. Shoot,
And it just
stab him in
barely
the
made
back.
it. Just barely made it.
He's like,
Saved the world.
large, and they just go, yeah. It's the secret of the boys.
We need to get a female perspective on the show, actually, because I feel like it's not fair. We bring up girls a lot. I think that would help us a lot.
Yeah, it definitely would. We need a spokeswoman, spokesperson. I don't know, for all women on the show. Speak
Exactly.
for every single woman on earth.
It's just not fair. I mean, we do have a bias. We're both guys,
For sure.
Having one woman couldn't hurt,
I would love to just start arguments with her too.
Yeah.
Just like whenever
we would
she
totally gaslight the whole podcast. I'm gonna say this about girls, and I again, we are biased. We're both guys. Girls are really good at getting gaslit.
Oh, right. You gotta be careful, bud. You gotta careful.
They take the bait.
You gotta rethink that one. When it comes to editing, you gotta rethink that one, Ryan. I'm gonna say, Ryan.
No, not in like a way where it's like you deserve it. You shouldn't gaslight. In like I mean really gaslight. But like you know when you just like say something for an effect, like to it's gonna mess with your friends.
Like get a reaction.
Yeah, guys, sometimes you get a reaction, but girls, you will always get a reaction. And that's what I love about girls too, is because like they'll fight you and you can banter. Like I always know I'll get banter out of a girgirl when you do something like that. That's what I mean. Sorry, I didn't mean it in a mean way. I said that.
Maybe you
for
should,
reaction.
just say it right now. Just reword it. Just save your ass. Or I'm trying to save you, Ryan. Please just make sure we're safe.
I didn't mean that girls deserve to get gaslit and that they're asking for it by taking the bait. I'm just saying.
We're just good at it.
And I didn't mean like really gaslighting someone, like really, really doing it like with like political stuff or emotional stuff. I meant just like for fun, kind of like with a weird opinion, just like tick someone off.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah. That's what I meant. Okay.
It's fun to do that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
When it's in
that's what I'm saying,
jest, yeah,
like
when it's fun.
you can always do it with girls, is what I mean.
You can always get an emotional reaction out of them.
Yes,
Something like that.
and that's why I love girls.
That's why.
Yeah.
No. I just think I'm excited because I definitely want to get a female perspective in here too. It'd be fun to have like a kind of like in talk shows how they have like a kind of sidekick or whatever like on the side with like it's like Conan O'Brien and it's like Andy Richter. You know what I mean? It'd be fun to have that like there's like female perspective. That way we're like over here like talking about girls like you're a female. What do you think?
And they would like fact check us too. That's what I want to give them a laptop that's like connected to an HDMI thing to where we can see and they'll just like look things up for us.
Yeah,
like, it'll be well comedically timed too, because like we'll be like talking about something or we say something that's just stupid, and then we'll just look over on the screen and there's like
a fact. You got us. Like, okay, you caught it. Fine, exactly. Fine. You're fine. You're right. Whatever.
Yeah,
that'd be really fun.
That would just add some extra spice to the show, I think.
Totally, especially when we get this video going, Ryan.
Yes, dude. I'm moving in tomorrow. I'm moving in all my stuff tomorrow. Not moving in. I'm not gonna move in until you're moving in.
I might go later today actually to move some stuff in.
Wow.
Yeah. It's happening.
Wow.
We're in the process of making moves.
Yeah.
We're gonna have women over. We're gonna gaslight the hell out of them.
We're not gonna clarify that statement either. You know what we mean.
No, just that's the whole podcast episode. It's just that one statement.
Yeah. Screw China. Screw China. And we love gaslighting
Screw China. Women. Screw China, we gaslight women.
Thanks for watching.
Trump this, Biden that. Yeah. Shut up, I got a girlfriend to gaslight.
Oh, God. I think that's actually a good place to wrap up for this episode.
Thank you, Ryan, for reminding me. Thank you guys for listening so much. We really appreciate it. If you don't already, please go follow us on our Instagram at No Lines Podcast for some trailers, sneak peeks, and you get to see more of us and our beautiful faces.
Yeah, check us out on Spotify. We'd love it if you could drop us a follow. Check us out on Apple Podcasts. If you could leave us 5 stars, that'd be fantastic. And like and subscribe on YouTube where you can see all our videos. Make sure you gaslight.
In a healthy...
In a responsible way.
In a responsible way. Gaslight responsibly. That should be our catchphrase.
Everything in moderation, you know?
Yeah, for sure. just stay safe out there when you're gaslighting.
That's right.
Oh, man.
Carry protection.
Oh, for sure.
Gaslighting. Okay. All right.
I think we're good. Thanks, guys, for listening.
Bye-bye.